Hey guys, today I'm doing a first impressions review and demo for you of a brand new, really exciting, I almost peed my pants in the floor of Walgreens product by Wet n Wild, and it's a new palette from their Fergie collection. This line of course has the regular Wet n Wild line where they've got all sorts of products. They're probably most famous for their palettes. They're an amazing value for the product quality that you get. So usually they're anywhere in the range from $3 to $4 to $5 and the product is just incredible. This particular brand, or the division of this brand, Fergie, of course, as in Fergie, she has a pretty large range as well that's been expanding. And what's most exciting about this particular tin pan eyeshadow palette is that it is part of the permanent line. So when you go into your Walgreens stores, that's typically where I'm gonna purchase Wet n Wild. They have a section on the wall, and sometimes you'll find like limited edition products, new products along the side, but this particular palette, as well as one other in this exact same format that's more of a violet color, are right on the wall with all of the regular products. There's also some new blushes and some new lip products, so I would definitely check out that new addition to the Wet n Wild line at your local Walgreens. I know that it's probably sold at Walmart and sometimes at Target, I think CVS as well, so basically anywhere that drugstore products are sold, except that I'd never see them at Ulta, so I wouldn't check there. But I saw this the other day, I think it was yesterday actually, when I went to Walgreens, and like I said before, I got super excited. I probably had one of those squeal moments where the lady that works there heard me. But the reason that this particular eyeshadow palette excited me so much, of course, is because it's new, but also the price point is so amazing. It's $7 or $7.99 for this particular eyeshadow palette, and of course that price is going to differ depending on which store you're at, but $8 for 10 eyeshadows, you almost can't beat that. So it comes with this really cute, super sleek package. Of course, it just has a closure, not a magnetic or anything, but just a plastic closure. And then here are your 10 eyeshadows inside, ranging from a very light highlight color to a matte black. And I know this is something that a lot of people really want in an eyeshadow palette, especially when it's neutrals like this, so that you can create sort of an eyeliner or really just deepen up any neutral look that you're going to create. In addition to the 10 eyeshadows that are here, you also get a little brush. And normally this little brush that comes with palettes like this, I just chuck because it'll be like the sponge tip applicator on either end. But I'll show you a close-up here of the brush, and it's actually really nice. One end is like a flat shader. It's rather small, so I do use it for like inner corner highlight and that sort of thing. But the other end is a nice fluffy blending brush for the crease, and I actually use that today in the demo, so you'll see this in action here in a little bit. I don't feel that I can get a complete look with just these two ends of the brush, but I can get pretty far with it. So I can do my lid color with my finger, I can use the flat end for inner corner highlight, even a brow bone highlight up here, and then I can use this for blending. I do find this smaller end a little bit tricky to do like under the eye area, like a liner sort of thing, so I did have to pull in another brush for that. What I want to do now is sort of zoom in and show you some close-ups of the 10 colors. I'll do little swatches on my finger, and then at the end I'll show you all 10 colors swatched on my hand. Just to give you a heads up, there are 4 matte shadows in this, as well as 6 kind of, I wouldn't call them shimmery, but more like a frosty shimmer finish. The consistency of them is amazing. I've swatched them all. I've used probably 4 or 5 of the colors so far because I really just put it on today for the first time for the look that you're seeing here. And I'm really impressed with the quality. I have known for Wet n Wild and the Fergie line as well to sometimes be hit or miss on certain products. Specifically, the limited edition products will sometimes lack in quality. I don't feel that this does. I feel that this really lives up to the other Wet n Wild like 8 pan shadows that I have, as well as some of the 3 or the trios. So definitely think this is just really an amazing palette, and I want to show you some close-ups. This first color here is what I used for my highlight today, and it is just like a matte ivory color. If you look really closely, you will see a tiny bit of shimmer. You do not see it when you actually apply it on the eye. The second color is a nice champagne frost, and I actually have that on my lid today. It's very highlighting, really pretty for an inner corner highlight specifically. The next one is a Yellow Gold, another shimmer frost kind of color. Really pretty also for the lid as well. The next one is more of a copper shade, still that same shimmery or frosty finish. Really great color payoff, and I would definitely use this one as like a lid color as well. The next one is getting into the darker brown colors. This one is more of a cool brown. It does have some gold shimmer in it, and it's a really beautiful color blended into the crease or even applied on the lid for a dark smoky look. The next one is sort of a cooler taupe color. I actually used that in my crease and warmed it up just a little bit with the darker brown that you'll see here in a minute. This is a matte color. The next color is actually lighter. It is a really nice, almost pinky, mauve-y shimmer or frost, and this would be a really beautiful lid color paired with the matte color to the left of it. The next one is a darker warm brown, and this one does have quite a bit of gold shimmer in it. I haven't used this one buffed out like in the crease yet, but I do feel like that once you buffed it out, you probably would not see much of that shimmer. The one after that is an even darker warm brown, and this one I used as a liner today, and I buffed it just a tiny bit into the crease to darken that up a little bit. And this is probably one of my favorite shades in the palette. And of course the last color is the matte black, and like I mentioned earlier, I know that's a big stipulation for a lot of people when they're purchasing a neutrals palette. So that can be used as a liner. You could also use it to just really darken up or deepen up any look, and it would make a really beautiful smoky eye. So all in all, I think there are really a lot of versatile colors in here. You can compare it to something like the Naked One palette, and I'll show you a side-by-side here just so you can kind of look at the two together. They're different, but I can see a lot of similarities. The idea of it is sort of the same. I do feel like with this particular palette you can get a lot of different looks. It can go a slight bit cooler with those taupey shades, but for the majority this is a warmer brown palette. Like I mentioned, they do have a violet one as well. I wasn't as drawn to that one because a lot of the shades like in the darker arena were very shimmery and sort of gray, and I don't know, I just don't really like those types of colors on me, but I do think it would be amazing on someone with a cooler skin tone, someone that has maybe green eyes. It would be really pretty, but I was just really drawn to this particular one. This one is called the Milano collection, and the purple one is called the Paris collection. They're both $7.99. They're right side by side on the display at Walgreens. So let's go and look at the demo now so you can sort of see the colors in action. Just before we get started, I did use the Fergie Shimmer Take the Day On Primer. This is absolutely one of my favorite products. It's around the $4 price point, and it looks exactly, and I mean exactly like the Urban Decay Primer Potion in Sin, which is sort of the champagne-y color. And this one is $4 and that one is like 20 something. So it seriously is the exact same product. I don't know that it really is, but it performs the same for me. I've been using this forever. You can see it's like the primer that never dies, but I love it and I use it all the time. So you can see on the left I've applied the eyeshadow look as well as my mascara, and on the right I just have my primer. I'm going to begin by putting that lightest shimmery color all over the lid, and I think just packing it on with my finger actually works really well. It really brings out the shine in the eyeshadow. I'm just putting that all over the lid up to my crease color, and then I'm going to use the small side of the brush that comes in the palette to apply my inner corner highlight, as well as bring that down onto the inner bottom lash line just to brighten up the eye. Now I'm using that blending side of the brush that comes in the palette and applying that soft taupe color. I'm just putting that all through the crease, concentrating it mostly on the outside edge of the crease and tapering it in. I'm going to be using this brush next, which is actually an Eco Tools brush, and I find it really helpful for applying eyeshadow as eyeliner. I'm putting this mostly on the outside, probably third of my eye, sort of creating a wedge shape, and then also bringing that down below the lower lash line just to create more of a smoky look. And I'm actually going to bring that up into the crease slightly, just on the outside edge, just to darken up that lighter taupe color that I've applied there. I also blended that out slightly using the fluffy side of the brush that comes in the palette. I really like this brush. It reminds me a lot of my Sigma E36. I'm going back in with that same Eco Tools brush and the black that's in the palette just to deepen up that really outer edge. I'm going to use a flat shader brush just to apply my highlight color because the one from the palette is just a little small and I already had shimmer on it. And that's the finished eyeshadow. So in conclusion, you need to get this palette. It's just, you can't beat it for the price point. It's just amazing. 10 colors, they're fantastic. Not only that, but it's wonderful for travel. I mean, look how slim that is. you wouldn't need anything else. You could take this palette and create looks for weeks at a time and never get bored of it. I just feel like it's such a great value for the money. Be sure and check out my Facebook page because I post there nearly every day. We have lots of great conversations about makeup. Let me know below in the comments if you're excited about this palette, if you've already purchased it, if you've heard other reviews of it, what you think. If you're excited, let me know because I would love to talk to you about it. Be sure and follow me on Instagram, and I have a Twitter account, which I'm not so great at updating, but I try. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.